Hey, here's another one. Game number 5. No more champions on this file, so now we're going to use me. Categories to start this one off are Americana, labor, European landmarks, sports, horror films, and women's wear. Non-dancing but essential vocal participant in a square dance. I believe the term for that is the collar. I have been to exactly one square dance in my entire life, and I don't remember much about it. If a road was crooked, Paul Bunyan hitched him up to pull out the kinks. Who is Babe, the big blue ox? In song, he was advised, "With the girls be handy." Somebody dandy? I don't know. Yankee Doodle. Must have been a later verse. So I'm only familiar with the first verse, you know, stuck a feather up his arse and whatever. The name commonly given by moonshiners to alcohol tax unit. I have names I would refer. Revenuer. Queen Elizabeth I once owned 1,000 pair of these handy items. What are gloves? Who needs that many? A bit early for that, but nonetheless. That's a bug in the game. Should be able to wager up to 5. But anyway. This author's enormous popularity began with 1912's Raiders of the Purple Sage. Who was Twain? Zane Grey. Much too early to do any meaningful damage. Officially proclaimed a holiday in Congress in 1984. By Congress, I should say. What is Labor Day? Lech Walesa was the founder of this Polish labor union. John L. Lewis formed it in 1938. The only president to head the union, Ronald Reagan chaired this labor organization. know very little about this. That would make sense if you remember Reagan's profession prior to becoming president. Video in which Michael Jackson plays a werewolf and a zombie. What is Thriller? Slang for a dirty, dangerous workplace where employees are underpaid. I'll take the shot. What is a slum? Sometimes taking the shot isn't quite the way to do it. Sweatshop. In different titles, it precedes cursed or curse, ghost, hand, shroud, and tomb. The London Square named for Admiral Horatio Nelson's greatest victory. Trafalgar. It's the object hockey players try to put past the goaltender. What is the puck? Statue of this aquatic Hans Christian Andersen heroine overlooks Copenhagen Harbor. And this is before the Disney film, so you're not going to get away with Ariel. Built for Exposition of 1889, this structure was called an eyesore by many Parisians. What is the Eiffel Tower? I mean, to be fair, it's a big metal truss. These underground rooms off Rope's Appian Way were meeting places for early Christians. You're starting to hemorrhage a bit over there. Built to commemorate victories of Frederick the Great, it divides West and East Berlin. It's since been torn down, but what is the Berlin Wall? Oh. Whoops. Basketball player does it on purpose. A baby, 'cause he can't help it. Dribble. Damn it. Came up with it too late. Though he fell from the Empire State Building, it was beauty killed this beast. There's King Kong. In 1962, as little-known 18-year-old, she upset Margaret Smith at Wimbledon. Who's Billie Jean King? Baseball team formerly called Colt 45s. The backstroke, breaststroke, crawl, and butterfly comprise this swimming event. I don't know what it's called. Okay. Film in which Leather Mask uses Logger's tool to gory effect. What is Friday the 13th? Wasn't Jason? Did I need to go to the other side? Freddy Krueger? Nightmare on Elm Street? Texas Chainsaw Massacre? A sexy one-piece undergarment or a stuffed bear? I will admit, I have never heard of the garment, but what is a teddy? In classic horror films, the profession of Moreau, Cyclops, and Caligari. If we call that a profession indeed. During World War II, women painted these on, drawing seams with eyebrow pencil. Oh. Red and green stripes and interlocking G's are symbols of this Italian firm. Padding this part of a dress was popularized by Joan Crawford. I believe she padded her shoulders. Something else she could have padded, but... Alright then, Double Jeopardy. The categories here are U.S. cities, musical instruments, Steinbeck, clubs and lodges, television, and women's names. They say their initials BPOE stand for Best People on Earth. Ladies' affiliates are Eastern Star, Daughters of the Nile, and Rainbow Girls. Instrument unusual to jazz, played by Stéphane Grappelli and Jean-Luc Ponty. Agreed. I wouldn't call it entirely unheard of, but... It's a wind of 32 to 63 miles per hour. They call those gale force winds. Its nicknames include Cradle of Liberty and Beantown. Cradle of Liberty makes me want to try this. What is Philadelphia? Boston. This biblical name also means the night before a holiday. The animals sang about this city's House of the Rising Sun. New Orleans. Gateway to Mexico. It's Texas's largest border town. Oh, damn it. That's my biggest problem when playing this game. I have a gut, it's usually right, and I don't jump. Chronicle of Steinbeck's journeys across America with his black poodle. This city, called Lettuce Capital of America, was Steinbeck's birthplace. Their neighbors are the Rubbles, who are the Flintstones. Tennessee City on the Mississippi, named for the Egyptian city on the Nile. Memphis. Would explain certain parallels I'm aware of. Rainbow Bridge joins these identically named cities in New York and Canada. What is Niagara Falls? A reed instrument, sometimes called the French harp or mouth organ. This was invented by combining qualities of the harpsichord and clavichord. Is it a piano? They did come first. Should have jumped again. As usual, what else is new? B.B. King calls his Lucille. His guitar. And in order to string a guitar, you need a guitar string. Latin for trumpet. It's the name of a much larger brass instrument. Latin for trumpet? What's a euphonium? I mean, it sounds Latin, and it's definitely larger brass, but... Oh, is that Latin? Okay. James Dean played Cal in film version of this biblically named novel. Was Garden of Eden around back then? East of Eden. Characters in this Dust Bowl epic include Casey the Preacher and Ma Jode. Grapes of Wrath. Paul Anka song, or the future Queen of England? This city is the setting for Cannery Row and Tortilla Flat. Familiar radio pair who belonged to the Mystic Knights of the Sea. This senior citizen detective was assisted by his nephew and his daughter-in-law. That should remind me whether he's actually a detective, but... Patriotic Ladies Organization with headquarters at 1776 D Street, Washington, D.C. Are we going to get Daughters of the American Revolution all the way through? Oh, we did it that way, did we? The DAR. Dick Clark's American Bandstand originated in this city. What is New York? Second guess is Philadelphia. The time finally came. And I missed it. Diminutive for an infant cat or Gunsmoke's saloon keeper. Is it Runt? Kitty. Fragrant flower, or the mother of a famous political family. Rose Kennedy. Service club name is an Indian service club whose name is an Indian word for we make ourselves known. Narrated by Walter Winchell, this series received protests from Italian Americans. Hmm. Mr. Rourke makes dreams come true on this long-running hit. Hmm. Well, not a good game today, but at least we'll get Final Jeopardy. Famous family. Members of this acting family starred in Grand Hotel, the Dr. Kildare films, and E.T. Who are the Barrymores? Kind of bittersweet. Get the final right and still lose. Oh well, that's it for now. Join us in about 2 hours for Pokemon Fire Red. See you then.